Alright, so we decided to set up a shop down here in my basement for the time being. I wanted to work on our bows, personally get them set up and give ourselves an atmosphere where we could film. Lance brought his bow to me here tonight. We just picked this up from Creek Archery this afternoon, and we're going to get it set up for you. So let's have at it. Alright, we're going to do a full install of new fiber. We got Bloodline Fiber strings to throw on here. I have Lance's bow in the press now. And yeah, this is the Easy Green press that I got from Last Chance Archery. We just had this thing set up this week, built this table this week. Like I said, I wanted to work on these guys' bows personally and have an atmosphere where we can get this stuff rolling. And we have some Bloodline Fiber strings that we just got. Lance ordered the Flow Orange. We're going to put these on his bow. I'm going to get things set up right here, remove the axles. We're going to take the string off. We're placing the cables and string, and we'll be putting these ones on. So I'm going to lay these out and exactly how I'm going to want them to go on the bow. And let's see here. This is your cable set. Did you ever get a necklace stuck or twisted up? This is like trying to untwist a necklace. Alright, this string material is from Bloodline Fiber. It's a new material. The company is fairly new. This is a very, very slick fiber. They state that it requires no waxing on your end. However, I do like to wax my strings quite often, but they're claiming that you won't have to wax them, if at all. So we're going to test these guys out, see how well they hold up. Right now, just by the looks of the string, they are a very high quality string and a very high quality material. I do like the looks of these things. All right, I like to start with the peep end, get that attached and keep tension on it, wrap it up around the cam, and as you'll see, they separate the strands perfectly right in the middle with a piece of material here. That way you can find the center of the string. I'm going to wrap the end over here at the bottom of the cam, and then we're going to get into replacing the cables as well. And once you have it at this end down here, you're going to have to remember to put your twists in. And we're going to throw in some clockwise here. Anytime you remove an axle off one of these Mathews, I always like to remove the screw from the one side that takes the screw out and leaves the axle in, and get a big enough Allen key that closely matches the axle size. Punch the axle out the other side, that way your cam stays in one place and you can easily work your strings and your cables and get them off in the correct fashion. That's good clearance there. good up here. Good there, good there. Strings on. Looking good. All right, one thing when you're replacing strings and cables on these new Mathews, one of the easiest things we found was to take the back rod off here of the cable guard. There's 2 Allen keys. Just back them both out equally and it'll be able to pop the edge off. Once you have one fully out, you can lift it up at an angle and then you very easily get your cables underneath there with a served end loop. The factory ones come with an unserved end loop, which enables you to pull them through there. But when you get new strings, especially high quality string, they're going to have served end loops, and it's easier getting it underneath that cable guard on the rear end there if you loosen those Allen keys up. Got a new set of strings there. Looking good. All right, I just checked to make sure everything was lined up here. Took it out of the press. Once I knew the cables were set and nothing was out of place, I went ahead and pulled it back and make sure Lance wasn't going to kill himself the first time he pulled back his bow. So we're good to go. We're going to move on to the rest now. We have the HHA Bowhntrs rest we're going to be installing on this. So let's get to it. All right, HHA needs you to specify whether you have a Mathews or not when you're ordering one of their Bowhntrs rests. They have this little section right here that protrudes out. That's going to fit directly down in the Mathews channel right here. So that's just going to go and lock in right here. And then you just go ahead and put your bolt in and line everything up. All right, next we got to find the down cable, which is going to pull the cable down, which is located just above the string stop here. We're going to insert the rest cable or the rest cord through that down cable, and we'll get the rest timed in here. So let's get that rolling. All right, when I back the pressure off here, I want to make sure that my rest cord is up tight against the serving, where the serving ends on the down cable. What I'm going to do, whenever I pull this back and time this in, HHA has 2 marks right here on the Bowhntrs rest. When it's drawn back, those 2 marks should line up, and you'll know that your rest is perfectly timed in. All right, guys, what I'm doing right now, I'm checking the arrow height, where the arrow comes off the shelf of the bow. I normally, on a target bow, I would run my arrow flush with the bottom of the burger buttonhole. I think it's burger buttonhole, rest hole here. But on a hunting bow, I like to bring that up a little bit higher, and so I'll raise the rest up here in a second, and I'll get that sitting dead center with that rest hole. That allows me more clearance off the shelf for a fixed blade broadhead. All right, we're going to get ready to tie in the knock point here. And I'm just going to get these set right above the knock here. And what this will do, I'll tie one above and one below. That'll keep steady down pressure on the rest, and you won't have any play up or down with your knock once you're back or drawn back. All right, I'm gonna burn these off here. Anytime you have a flame near your string, make sure your flame is above your string and pointing up. Whenever tying a D-loop in, you want one burn in on the bottom coming out towards the other, like the one of the other sides, but you want the top end coming out towards the top and the opposite side of this burn in. So everything's even and an even torque on the string. Alright guys, we got the peep installed. Still got to tie it in, but we're going to put the HHA sight on here. Lance has the Tetra Max Tournament Edition, and we're going to get it installed for you. Alright, I think we have that pretty much squared away. D-loop is almost lined up. The string is going to need to break in here after a few shots. It appears like it's, looks like it's going to line up for him here. So I'm going to pull it back and see where where it ends up. Alright guys, that is a fully set up Mathews VXR 31.5. This one's going back up to Lance, and stay tuned for the paper tune and the tweaking that he's going to get done with HHA, sighting this thing in, and the whole 9 yards.